Hey everyone, welcome to my kitchen again. This coming weekend is Valentine's Day. This video is going to go out after Valentine's Day, but today I am working on some dessert orders for some customers.
Y'all, that was a terrible introduction, but that's all the gusto I had left on that particular day. So welcome to the channel. I'm Lizzie. I'm a stay-at-home mom in Vermont, and today I'm preparing baking orders for Valentine's Day. I'm starting with bread here. I have a roadside stand open in the spring, summer, and fall months with fresh produce from my garden, flowers, and I bake goods. But this year for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and now for Valentine's Day, I've been taking dessert orders from some of my regulars, and they keep coming back for more. I've done pies and cheesecakes and cinnamon rolls and breads, and some of those I'm doing today. If you want to know more about my stand, you can sign up for emails down below, just if you're interested in what's going on in a small town in Vermont. I've also doing a dozen chocolate chip cookies for my kids' classes at school for Valentine's Day, which was a little bit harder and more intensive than I thought it was going to be. So recipes today have to be doubled or tripled, which was interesting. Instead of figuring out the math for each of the recipes, I just took whatever the measurement was, then repeated it by 2 or 3 times depending on what I needed. So if the recipe called for 3/4 cup of sugar, I did that 3 times. It's probably not the most efficient way to do it, but I ensured that I didn't mess up and that I didn't mess up the math. So this is my favorite part of making cinnamon rolls. is rolling out the dough, spreading on the butter, putting in the filling, rolling it up, cutting it. So enjoy this process with me.
All right, so we have been letting these rise for half an hour. We've had the oven on for that long of a period of time at 350. So we're gonna get these ready and popped. Don't they look delicious? And then they're gonna rise even more than this in the oven. So we're gonna get these popped in the oven. I told y'all that they were gonna get bigger. Look at those. Oh, so good. And the house smells delicious.
I made this dough this morning. It's 3 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of yeast, and 1 2/3 cup of water, and it's risen for about 10 hours. Now I'm going to add the inclusions, which for these are raspberries and white chocolate chips. I'm kind of just eyeballing, but I realized that when I was making these as a test, to make sure to not get either of the ingredients on the outside of the bread. Everything needs to be on the inside or they'll scorch. I'm going to let these rise for another 30 minutes while my Dutch oven is warming in the oven at 450. They'll bake in the Dutch oven for 30 minutes with the lid on, then 5 minutes with the lid off. I call this bread, but it's really like a dessert. It is so good. You have to try it. I use a maple frosting recipe, but the recipe that is in the cinnamon roll recipe that I'll link below for the frosting is also delicious. This is where I feel you can get creative with cinnamon rolls, with changing up the flavor, but also changing up the texture. My customers love the maple flavor, and in Vermont, we have tons of maple syrup available. Here I am just finishing up, wrapping everything. It was a full day of baking, lots of steps to do. I got a load of dishes done, and then it was time for bed. Thank you for sharing my kitchen with me today. I hope you'll be around for the next video. Good night.